Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the fourth day of the 5-day Get Wealthy Challenge. And I hope you've been getting wealthy because knowledge is the most valuable asset you can have. Come on in here, turn on those cameras, everybody. I want to see you. We are so excited, of course. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Deborah Owens. I am founder and CEO of WealthyU, and our goal and our mission really is to help 1 million women get to $1 million in investable assets. And tonight, you're going to hear from someone who did just that. So that's what I want you to really affirm, is that if it can happen for them, it can happen for you. So in the chat, let me know if that's you. Say yes in the chat. Put yes if it can happen for her, it can happen for me. And if you believe that to be true, I need you to affirm it in the chat, right? Excited because we opened the doors to WealthyU. We launched our brand new program, the WealthyU Ignite program, and it really was designed for those of you who are running for your first 6 figures. If you're running for your first 6 figures in the chat, put 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures. We designed the WealthyU Ignite program for you. And I just got to give some of you a shout out. Now, some of you who's running for 7 figures, put 7 figures in the chat. Because for those of you who are running for 7 figures, you are going to join us in the WealthyU Society. And I want to give a shout out to some of you who took the challenge and are ready to accelerate. If you're ready to accelerate, put yes in the chat. If you're ready to accelerate, because it just so happens that is the topic for tonight. So I'm going to briefly go back over the journey that we've been on for these past 4 days and to level set. And for those of you, and I'm just going to ask you, if you in the chat, if you've been here all 4 days, put 4 days in the chat. Who has been here all 4 days so that I can give you a shout out? If you've been here all 4 days, woo, okay. Trinisha's been here all 4 days. Trinisha ran through them doors. Hey, Trinisha. Cassandra's been here all 4 days. Valerie's been here all 4 days. Sabrina's been here all 4 days. Man, y'all aren't playing. Another Valerie's been here all 4 days. Diane's been here all 4 days. Trinisha's been here all 4 days. Teresa's been here all 4 days. Tashima's been here all 4 days. Ruby's been here all 4 days. Wow. This is amazing. Sandra's been here all 4 days. And the interesting thing about it is many of you who've been here for 4 days, many of you ran through that Ignite doors, those Ignite doors when we opened WealthyU, and I want to give a shout out for that. Now, I also want to, who's here for their first day? Because I want to give you a shout out too. If this is your first day, in the chat, let me know so that I can welcome you to our challenge and also make you aware that that all of our sessions are recorded. All of our sessions are recorded. So if you want to go back out there and if you want to go and review the tape, if you will, and learn these concepts. So, hey, Lucretia, I'm glad you're here. S. Green, you're here. It's your first day. So want to welcome you and let you know that it is never too late to get started. And there's a reason that you're here today. I'm going to do a review, so you're going to get a lot of these concepts. Yeah, let's welcome the newbies into our Get Wealthy Challenge. Let me see some more of those cameras go. Come on, I see you, Lamerle. There's a lot of folks in here who are already in our WealthyU sisterhood. I love the fact. Diane Stokes. So, you know, some of these women are new to it. They're true to this. I see Janet Weldon, one of our Legacy Wealth Accelerator members. Diane Stokes joined. She's good girlfriend with Alice Woods, one of our ambassadors. See, y'all think I don't be knowing things. I be knowing things. I be learning a lot about all of you. And the wonderful thing about WealthyU is even though it may seem sometimes that you're in a big group, we're really a small group. And the way we make it smaller is with the help of our ambassadors who become your member success advisors, and they're there every step of the way. Awesome. So, okay, Jacqueline, who's been here 3 days? Let me at least give the 3-day folks a shout out. Jacqueline's been here 3 days. I understand, hey, you know, we do it all. Sometimes we have to work, sometimes. So if you've been here 3 days, let me give you a shout out too. But here's what I want you to know is that the 5-day Get Wealthy Challenge is really designed to give you insight and knowledge around the secrets of the 1%. And the secrets of the 1% really is the knowledge that I gained as someone, listen, all I want you guys to know is I am you, right? I didn't come from wealth or anything. I just had a serendipitous event. Hey, Leslie, 3 days. Linda Walker, 3 days. Lisa Seller, 3 days. Shanta Hart, 3 days. And Shanta was like, I'm in. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the fact that we did open our doors last night because I want you guys to run on through, right? Who's ready to run through and get into what we're up to? Hey. Deidre joined. Deidre, let me give you a shout out too. You are like, I don't know, but next thing you know, just when you think you're out, I bring you back in. But what I want you to know is that we are fully committed to you. And we're fully committed to your success. So even before I get into it, if you haven't joined this sisterhood, I want to know what's wrong with you. No, honestly, let's put the link in the chat for those of you who want to get into what we're up to join our 7-figure sisterhood, because that is the goal. That is the goal for all of you. But right now, before we even get into it, one of the things I said last night, do you guys remember? I said that money loves speed. Did I say that? I said money loves speed. And so I have got to give all of the women, when I said, are you going to run through that door? And you were like, yes in the chat. I said, okay, let's see who for real, as the youngins say. And here are the women who were for real. Well, first I got to give Tashima a shout out because Tashima was like, I'm getting on the phone with you and we're going to make this happen. So she was the first one to join WealthyU, and she joined our WealthyU Society program. Then Kat, as soon as I said we opening these doors, Kat was like, boom. We were like, Kat's already in. All right. Diamond Powell with that beautiful little baby. We want to welcome you into the WealthyU sisterhood. Kimberly Mingo, I don't know if you're here tonight, but girl, come on in. The water's fine. Glad you joined. Joyce Johnson Maples. Joyce joined and even already had an appointment with me. So excited you're here. Alice, I'm not going to butcher your last name, but Alice has been here just about every night. Excited that you're joining the sisterhood. Cassandra Wilkerson came on through that door. Love to see you, Cassandra. You've been here. You've been here every night, leaning in. I love it. Teresa Savells is back. Now that's what I want you to know about WealthyU. You might go out there in the wilderness alone, but just when you're like, what am I thinking about? You come back and we've created a program just for you. Camilla Bell in the house. Sabrina Flagler in the house. Sandra Allen came through running right at midnight. That's all right. We got you, girl. Shanta Hart. And let's see who, and then Denitra Gleaton. I had a talk with her today and I said, listen, girl, you know you did. I see you, Denitra. I see you over there in your little purple. Just know you are in the sisterhood and I can't wait. Now, what the other thing, all of those ladies, that's what I mean, Money, Love, Speed, is they're going to have a strategy session with me and one-on-one. Now, here's what I want you to know. For those of you who have not joined yet, you can still become a founding member. And in the Ignite program, save $1,000. We put the link in the chat. I'm going to take your questions a little later. But here's what I want you to know is what's really important is that you're in the right one of our programs. There's levels to this, right? Some of you are running for the first 6 figures. That's why we created WealthyU for you. We had WealthyU 101, but we wanted to pump it up a little bit. Some of you are running for 7 figures. You need to be in the WealthyU Society so that you can get access to that knowledge and that training. And then even for some of you who may be at, several beyond and hitting that 7 figures. And you know how Biggie used to say, more money, more problems? Well, that's exactly right. And that's what the wealthy know. And that is what I'm going to double click on tonight, right? Like it's not how much money you make all the time. It's how much money you keep. And Lord have mercy, if I could tell you what my tax bill was this year, my husband looked at me like, are you for real? And so, you have to practice what you preach so clearly that I need to level up on some of these strategies as well. So the point that I want to make is listen. Here is the journey that we've been on this week. Monday, it was Wealth Secret number 1, where you learn the attitudes, beliefs of self-made millionaires. But what you also should have understood is there's a difference between income and wealth. If you understand that there's a middle-class mindset and a wealth mindset, in the chat, say yes, yes, yes. I understand the significance of that in the chat. I just want to make sure that you're not only bringing these listening to me, but that there's a difference between information and insight, and I want to give you insight. Kat says yes, yes. Sandra says yes. Diamond says yes. Valencia says yes. Linda says yes. Tranisha says yes. You're going to hear over and over when you hear the Women in WealthyU interview, that's what they'll tell you, that they make the shift, and that's where you should be at. Then Tuesday, Wealth Secret number 2, we talked about the spending patterns and the unconscious habits that we have with our resources. And there you should have learned that it's not about spending on those brands. What is it about? It's about investing in the same things that you're spending your money on. If you understand wealth secret number 2, the fact that you don't, it's not about spending, it's about investing. That's what it should have, and Diamond said that in the VIP. I got to give our VIP folks, they are internalizing this information. So if you understand that it's not just about spending, it's in investing, put yes in the chat. So Tracy Allen says yes. T says yes. That's right. That's right. Spending versus investing. Now, yesterday, I talked about how to turn other people's fears into your fortunes. And that's really about understanding that you have to feel comfortable and with risk. Because if you don't, some of you are so busy trying not to lose that you cannot win. And so your money will not grow. And if you'll remember, I showed you a chart where most of your money is in the safe stuff, the G fund, the fixed fund, and as a result, your money isn't growing. And so tonight, I'm going to talk about how you speed up your financial growth to close the gap between your money and the success you deserve. So who's ready to close their wealth gap? If you're ready to learn how to close your wealth gap, I've got the secret in the chat. If you want to learn how to close your wealth gap, put yes in the chat. Woo, Kat, you know you running my words back on me. We never lose. We either win or we learn. That's absolutely right. And that's why it's important for you to be in the right circle, ladies. That's why it's important, because when you begin to adopt this wealth mindset, you literally are going to welcome volatility. I know it sounds crazy. I know it does. You know, Alice Woods, now Alice, one of our ambassadors, Alice is all in on the stocks, man. You guys, if you're in the community, you know that Alice be dropping technical analysis. She be doing her overview of the market now. I'm like, look at Alice over here running things now. But really, what I want you to understand is the conversation is different in WealthyU. The conversation is different because you're sitting with winners. That's exactly right. We never lose. We either win or we learn. And one of the things that you have to become comfortable with, you must become comfortable with this, is not trying to feel like you've got to be in control of everything. The fact is that what we call risk aversion, you're robbing your future. Are you with me? And the only thing between the level of financial success that you desire and deserve is knowledge. And isn't that why you're all here? Isn't that why you're all here this week? Because you know there's something that you didn't learn. And if you feel, if so far, if we've added value to you during this challenge, and this wasn't just fluff, right? I told you I was going to share with you not just information, but insight. I wanted you to understand why. I mean, literally, I hope you understand that what I'm trying to do is to deprogram you from conventional wisdom, because everything you were told about what it takes to be financially successful was never designed to. You were given the wrong blueprint. In the chat, put wrong blueprint. You were given the wrong blueprint, and it was by design. And what I want you to know is we have the right blueprint. Now, how can I say that? How can I say that? because we bring the receipts. Now, one morning I woke up, and this is what I love, and I got this text. It said, Deborah, I learned last night I've become one of those with a 7-figure retirement account. I cannot thank you enough. If only I had taken the class from you sooner. Who knows what that account would be? Now, here's all I want to say. Some of you have been through 2 or 3 challenges. Some of you, it may be your own, this might be your first one. How many of you have been to more than one challenge? If you've been to more than one challenge, put yes in the chat. All right, if you've participated in more than one challenge, put yes in the chat. Okay? Jacqueline, Tracy, Teresa, that's right, Teresa's back. Kat had already been through a challenge. Cassandra Wilkerson, Ruby. Now, are you like, so imagine if you had joined, and I'm just saying this to the people that are in the seats who haven't joined yet, right? Like I want you to know that's how you get money, love, speed. But you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it. Watch the tape.
I didn't know the steps required to have gains in the stock market. I wanted to do more for myself as to help my parents if they needed to, and also to buy a new home. And so having those long-term goals, I had to change my mindset to know that savings really wasn't enough, that I needed to take a chance in the stock market, and that it was okay because there's no reward without taking some risk. Through analyzing the mutual funds that I was placed in and also some of the other products that were proposed to me, I was able to determine that they were not in my best interest. I have shifted my investments to a different platform that is more advantageous. From there, I started on a daily basis. Then it morphed to weekly and then monthly because, as you know, investment is a long-term gain. I was very concerned about market downturn in March of 2020. Today, I know the market is down as well, but now's the time for me to buy. Last year, my parents and I were extremely ill. Thanks to the shift in mindset, I was able to financially weather our storm, to provide financial support to my parents when I could, but also I was able to care for myself. Financially, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was still just saving.
Listen, you cannot save your way to wealth. That's what this is about. What I want you to understand is this is more than money. You learning how to invest, how to accelerate your financial growth is about being able to weather the storms in life, because the storms are going to come. Do y'all understand that? And so the point of what you're learning, and the reason that what you're going to learn in WealthyU, is that you are going to learn how to fill that cup up so that you can give from a full cup instead of a half empty one. Are y'all with me? If you're ready to accelerate your financial cup and have a cup that is flowing over, through which you can give with intention and give without putting your own self in financial jeopardy. Are you with me? Listen, ladies, here's what I know. Is that many of you are given with a half empty cup, from a half empty cup. That's right, your shift is coming. And many of you are putting yourselves in financial jeopardy. And when it comes to betting on yourself, somehow you're going to put yourself behind the line. And the point that I'm making tonight is I need you to bet on yourself. What I can say with confidence, and I tell all the ambassadors, and they know it to be true because they've seen it happen in their own lives, right? Is that we know that we can literally change the financial trajectory of not only your life, but your family's life. And that is the goal. Our goal is to help you accelerate to 7 figures and beyond so that you can create a legacy that lasts from generation to generation. And if you're, who in here is ready to go and build a legacy? If you're ready to build a legacy, put yes in the chat. Put yes. I want you to put a stake in the ground and with confidence know that you have, that's right, Tranisha, the ability to build. That's right, Stacy, Teresa, Cassandra, Lucretia, Linda, Danitra, Tia, Tashima, Chantel, ready to build. Legacy, that's right, Stacy, I'm coming. Now listen, what I want you to know, and I mean, I got plenty other videos here, right? Like what I want you to know is that we need more winners. And when I say we need more winners, that's what I tell every ambassador. We are not here to convince you because we don't have to. We know with confidence, we can say with confidence that we have the competence and we have created the tools and we have invested and we have innovated. And we know that if you apply this framework, you will achieve the same outcome. And we can say that with confidence because when you get this knowledge, ladies, no one can take it away from you. Now, I know y'all might feel like I'm preaching. I might run around this room right now. But what I want you to know is that, and here's the really fascinating thing about this team and these ambassadors is that they wanted more for you than probably you even do. Because what it means when I say we want winners, I mean we want women who want it and have the desire, right? So if you want it and have the desire, put yes, that's me. I'm a winner. Put winner in the chat. Win, win, win. But here's the other thing that I am win is that I am responsible. Okay, I am responsible that I'm going to show up. I'm going to lean in. I'm going to apply all of the concepts that you have. I'm going to be in that skill building session. I'm going to be applying this. I'm going to be taking action. I'm going to be leaning in. I'm going to be leaning in. And here's the last thing. In. That's right. Tia's a winner. Tanitra's a winner. Sabrina's a winner. Jacqueline's a winner. Tashima's a winner. Tia's a winner. Stacy Green is a winner. Miss Bell, I am winning, declared. And here's the last thing, because here's what I want you to do. No excuses, right? Because excuses are just lies disguised as reason. And I'm going to tell you, I know when I start coming up with a lot of excuses, I have to look at myself in the mirror. Why are you making all these excuses, girl? You better get it together. In the chat, put no excuses. No excuses. Listen, no excuses. In the chat, no excuses. And when you start talking, and when you be coming up with all them excuses about why this wouldn't work for me or why this didn't happen, no, you didn't show up. Okay? But you know how you show up? That's why you show up in WealthyU. because you're going to be running to these classes every week and you're going to be wondering. You're going to be looking forward to it. You're going to be hanging with us on WealthyU Wind Down next Wednesday, where we take the chill off, we have a glass of wine, and we talk some investments, wealth and wine. What could be better, right? And you're going to be a part of a sisterhood. And when you get fearful, you're going to be with the right people. And you're going to be like, girl, don't be fearful, girl. You need to, our pledge is to show up for you. But guess what's required in that? You got to show up, right? I was talking with someone today at Wealth and Wine. That's right, Ruby. I was talking with someone today and they were like, well, Miss Owens, I said, now let me just tell you, that's right, Sylvia. Sylvia is an OG. And in fact, her daughter just joined WealthyU Society. Now, I could tell you a remarkable story about her daughter. I'm just telling you the transformations that happen in WealthyU. It's just remarkable. People go from thinking they can't do anything to next thing they know, they at the White House. I mean, seriously, that's a serious story for another day. But here's the thing that I want you all to know is that you got to be in the right circle. You got to be in the right circle. And when you in the right circle, there is no stopping you. Proximity dictates performance. And it is no mistake that we can week after week share with you people who are winning. And that's what WealthyU Wind Down is about. It's about sharing those wins so they can inspire you to go further. I know I'm preaching, y'all, but I got to do what I got to do. So we have been on this journey this week, and now we are in day 4. So who's ready to learn?
Hey, Dad, we mute you by mistake.
The team muted me. Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Who's ready to learn? You was right at who's ready to learn.
Okay, so who's ready to learn, right? So I want to share with you really how I discovered this secret. I always wonder, like, here I am, I'm an advisor, and then I'm initially you're not with the high net worth segment, right? It's not until I went into management and started managing the West Coast for Fidelity that I, we would do these events for our high net worth clients. And what became really clear to me that they all had something very much in common, most of them. And one that was really a characteristic that was proximity dictates performance, how high you go. Like, so the people that you're around dictate how well you will perform. And that certainly applies to investments. And you'll get this. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how I discovered this one secret. And so a lot of the things that these people all had in common are high net worth clients, and high net worth clients are clients who have investable assets of $1 million or more. Okay. So I don't mean you don't get to count your house in that, right? Like you got stocks and bonds and all of that. And what was really interesting about many of these investors, high net worth clients, yes, they would be investors, is that what they had in common was many of them had their own businesses and many of them were not first generation businesses, right? Many of them own real estate, and I don't mean real estate just in the form of, a house or summer home. I mean, commercial buildings, parking lots, what they all had, or they had a significant investment portfolio. And the way those investment portfolios were developed were a lot of large companies that pay dividends, right? And so what I began to understand that the reason they were able to accelerate their financial growth and were in that high net worth capacity is because they had different strategies, right? So I want you to take a look at this. And so if you'll see that these are all high net worth strategies, right? And so on the one hand, at the base level, and that's for everybody, you got to have your cash reserves, your emergency savings. But what they also had was reserves set aside for business opportunities. And many times they might even acquire a business, right? Most of their accounts were set up as LLCs. Many of them owned multiple real estate investments. And the reason for that, and I'll get to that a little later, is because those investments are tax advantaged. And there's a way through which, if you own real estate, that you're able to, here's all I want to tell you. The way our capitalistic economic system is set up, it rewards, right? It rewards real estate investments. It rewards investments, right? It rewards capital gains, and I'm going to get there a little later. And so then the next level of the high net worth, well, if they work for a company, what many of them had, particularly if they were in senior management or higher level, they took advantage of 401ks, SEP IRAs, solo 401ks, HSAs, defined benefit plans, rolling over their money. If they, and in fact, if they work for a government agency, many times they were accruing service credits so that they could have more defined pension income. And the next level from that is if they work for a public company, many times their compensation was in the form of employee stock option programs, employee stock purchase programs, where they're investing in those companies, and they were taking advantage of getting their master's and higher degrees, having their companies pay for it. And the next level of that was taking advantage of other types of tax advantage strategies, Roth IRAs, backdoor Roths, mega backdoor Roths. And then after they had covered that basis, they may start looking at tax sheltered annuities. But one of the other strategies was really to buy and hold stocks and stock investments and stocks that pay dividends, because dividends and long-term capital gains are taxed differently. And then on top of that, to make sure they had an estate plan that is going to allow all of their assets, right, to transfer tax-free so that there is no estate tax. And so they've set up trust and charitable trust and all different types of strategies through which they do not have to pay more than taxes. The bottom line, what I want to say to all of you is that W-2 income is taxed the highest. And so as a result, you need to have some strategies employed. And then at the top are early stage investments that don't even get to the stock market, where you're investing in early stage companies, getting in the beginning, so that when that company has a liquidity event and is bought out, you're in the early stage, so you get to earn a lot of capital. And so what I want all of you to understand is that there are levels to this, right? Like what I just described to you were wealth acceleration strategies, but let's just talk for a minute about what, now I'm going to bring it down, right? So I showed you high level in the chat, put high level, right? High level. Those were some high level strategies, but what I want you to know is there's levels to that, right? And so the level that we're right now is getting you to have that base together so that then you can take more risk, right? So that you can take more risk. And so let me just ask the question, have any of you been exposed to these types of strategies? Is anyone in your circle, right? Like anyone ever exposed you to these kinds of strategies? Ruby says some, okay. Lucretia says high level. So what I want you to understand is it's level to that. And in WealthyU, that's exactly what we do, right? So first thing we got to get you in, and we got to get your base together. So when your base level is together, when you're taking full advantage of all of your opportunity levers, whether it be your 401k, your 403b, your IRA, and then we're able to accept, that's right, Kat, a strong foundation, because what that strong foundation allows you to do is then you can take more risks. Okay, so Deirdre says some, but not exactly how to maximize those strategies. All right, so the reason, and here's all I want you to know, is that your opportunity levers are different for everyone. And so in WealthyU, what you're going to learn is how to take what you already have and accelerate it based on where you're at, so that then you got that base down, right? And then next level is then now you've got that base down, is to now you got to start building a portfolio, right? Outside of just the 401k, because you can afford to take more risk. And even then, I mean, it's not like you got to wait. Like, you know, you learn strategies in WealthyU where you can invest regardless of how much money you're making, right? But what I want you to understand, though, is the significance of that acceleration. All right. Now, I know this chart is a little small, but what I want you to understand is, hang on, is that on the bottom, it's like you're just investing $250 a month, right? I'm sorry, yeah, $250 a month. But look at what happens as you increase the rate of return, how that money grows, right? So you get up to $1,000 a month, and then if we increase your rate of return, that's how you get to $1 million, right? So we've got to do two things. We've got to increase the amount you're putting in, and we increase the rate of return. And when you increase the rate of return, that is how your money multiplies, right? And so what's happening now is many of you are investing $500, but you're only earning, your average return is 4 or 5%. And so that's why you have $225, or I mean, 225,000 or 100,000, or that's why it makes it so hard to get to 6 figures, even though you're putting the money in, your money's not growing. Are y'all with me? So we got to do two things. And WealthyU, you're going to learn how to increase this amount you have allocated towards your investments. And you're going to learn how to increase this return. And if we can do that, then you become a Belinda. Is this making sense to you? Are y'all with me? Does this make sense? So we just two things. We got to put more money in, and we got to put them in the right investments. And that's what you're going to learn how to do in WealthyU. Right? And that's what you're going to learn how to do in WealthyU. And that's why we open the doors to Ignite. And if we could put the link to Ignite in the chat. We open the doors to Ignite because that's what we teach you how to do. To analyze, optimize, maximize if you're running for your first 6 figures. If you're running for your first 7 figures, then you're going to go into our WealthyU Society. Well, not only are you going to learn how to accelerate what you have right now, but also you're going to get into building and building a portfolio. So if you want me, who wants me to go over this program again and share with you exactly how it works? Are you guys ready to hear that? In the chat, I'll go over it again. I'll wait for your permission. Miss Bell says yes, please. Let me get a couple of yeses. If I feel like you guys want to hear this, I'll share it with you again. All right, so tonight, as opposed to me going to a deck, a PowerPoint deck, I want you all to follow me over to the enrollment page. All right. And so if you follow me to the enrollment page, let me just share my screen with you. Hang on, I need to come out of that for just a minute. Okay, you should all be looking at this page, Ignite. Every time I look at that, I love my makeup. My makeup artist is thebomb.com. But anyhow, I digress. Okay, so this program is designed to ignite, to fire up your existing investments. The reason that you're not further ahead is your money's not working as hard. In the chat, put I need my money. Just put yes, my money's gonna work. Yes. Okay, you're gonna learn how to do this. And most of you would already be millionaires and have more wealth in your name if you knew the secrets that I shared with you this week. Agree or disagree? If you had this knowledge already, would you be further ahead? Agree or disagree with me in the chat, right? Yes. Yes, much further ahead. And the only reason you don't know how to invest and build wealth is because this knowledge has been hidden from you. Even when you go to ask for it, somehow, we'll get back to you. Well, the other thing I want you to know is the reason that happens is because if you don't have $1 million in investable assets. So so you just met Belinda, right? Made it to 7 figures. You saw Tamika's story, made it to 6 figures. Charity made it to 6 figures. And what I want you to know is no matter where you are, right? Like, it's not a function of how much money you have. It's a function of how you put that money to work. And over again in WealthyU, we show you exactly how to do it. But here's what I know. A lot of you are overthinking this thing. You're thinking about all the reasons why it won't work for you. And what I'm telling you is it will work for you. That all you need is the knowledge, is to break through to 6 figures and beyond. Because being stuck, I'm telling you, you're falling behind. Financial ignorance is costing you a fortune. Many of you are stuck, and your money's stuck. And what you have to understand is that money has to flow. And when I say money loves speed, money loves speed. In the chat, put money loves speed. Money loves speed. You have to take action. Okay. So let's talk about what this program entails. It's a 12-month program that's designed to provide you with a framework to accelerate your financial growth. How do we do that? Here's all I want you to know is by the end of this program, you're going to have a personal wealth building system that helps you optimize, analyze, and maximize your opportunity levers, which I just talked about, that many of you are standing 10 feet away from gold, but because you don't know what lever to pull, you're stuck. Once you grasp the fundamentals and the mechanics of the financial markets and understand how to analyze and research your investments, you know how your investments are performing, you know how to de-risk. And how do you de-risk? Because you take on the wealth mindset, and now you're no longer fearful of the market going down. Did you guys hear Belinda? Did you guys hear Belinda? How she said, I had to learn that I couldn't just keep saving. That's right. Money loves speed. And you're going to learn exactly what you need to do. Right? Now, before I had this fast track training, now everyone who signed up for the program yesterday got a one-on-one, but I'm still going to do a fast track group training for all of you. Not only are you going to get a curriculum, so you have a curriculum based on the book Nickel and Dime Your Way to Wealth, but what you're also going to have is a fast track workbook. And what that does is help you identify what your wealth gap is. You're going to begin to learn how to track and analyze what's already in your portfolio. And remember, I said there's levels to this. So even when you invest in this program, all of our programs, whether you're going into WealthyU Society or going into this Ignite program, you get a credit when you level up because there are levels to this. You need to get that base foundation down. And once we have that base foundation down, then it's time and you learn how to analyze and optimize and maximize your investments. So in the main curriculum, the first thing you're going to learn, you're going to have access to the personal financial statement so you know what your net worth is. You're going to know how to optimize your investments. You're going to learn how to research your investments, and you're going to learn how to diversify your investments, right? That is the goal. We have a framework, mindset, and you just saw this whole week. Those are the secrets. Mindset, strategy, and execution. And now the decision is simply, ladies, 12 monthly payments of $197 or pay in full and save $400. Now, here's the other thing I want to say. And these are founder prices. Last night I showed you what it's going to be is $29.97, but you can still take advantage of that $1,000 off. But all I'm telling you is money loves speed. So in this Ignite, you get access to our modules, our curriculum, everything that you need to know. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get with us and learn exactly what you need to do to accelerate your financial growth. And so the question I have for you, who is fired up and ready to go? If you're fired up and ready to go, in the chat, if you already joined WealthyU, I want you to put fired up. And if you're ready to join WealthyU, I want you to just click monthly or annually. If you want to pay in full at some point, You'll be able to do that. You can, if you say, I just want to, I'm ready to pay in full and save that $400. All you have to do is connect with your ambassadors. But all I want you to know is the key to you achieving the financial success you desire and deserve is to get started. That's right. T is fired up. Let's drop the link in the chat. Most of you should be at that enrollment page right now. Listen, ladies, we're on a mission. And we're on a mission to help 1 million women get to $1 million in net worth. We have the framework and the knowledge, and we're going to be sharing with you the exact process that you need. You are going to learn exactly what you need to know so that you can make decisions with confidence. So if you're ready, if you're fired up and ready to go, we are too. Take a look.
Fired up, ready to go. 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 I'm Edith S. Childs from Greenwood, South Carolina, and I'm the one that got Barack Obama fired up.
So I just want to close with a story that some of you know, because it shows you the importance of one voice. And it's a story about my first trip to Greenwood.
When I heard that he was coming to Greenwood, I thought, okay, I'm just going to go and welcome him to Greenwood.
Turns out that Greenwood is about an hour and a half from everywhere else.
Well, Greenwood is a little bit out of the way.
So we drive and we drive. Finally, we get to Greenwood. We pull up to a small building.
Right here in this building, the Civic Center.
It's pouring down rain. And my umbrella blows open. And I get soaked. I'm mad. I'm wet. We go inside, and lo and behold, after an hour and a half drive, turns out there are 20 people there.
When he first came in the room, he had this grin on his face, like maybe I'm in the wrong place. You know, it was a small group of people.
20 people. And they all look kind of damp and kind of sleepy, like maybe they aren't really excited to be there either.
And looking around at everyone in the room, I knew we had to do something.
Suddenly, I hear this voice cry out behind me, "Fired up!" And I'm shocked.
I know that the senator wasn't sure what was going on because he had that look on his face.
So I look behind me, and there's this small woman. Looks like she just came from church. She got a big church hat. And she's standing there, and she looks at me, and she's smiling. And she says,
"Fired up, ready to go." I knew we needed to keep singing, "Fired up, ready to go."
And so for the next 5 minutes, she proceeds to do this. Fired up. Everybody says fired up and ready to go. And everybody says ready to go. And I'm standing there and I'm thinking, she's stealing my thunder. I look at my staff, they shrug their shoulders. They don't know how long this is going to go. But here's the thing, Virginia. After a minute or so, I'm feeling kind of fired up. I'm feeling like I'm ready to go. I join in the chant. And it feels good. And for the rest of the day, even after we left Greenwood, I'd see my staff. I'd say, "Are you fired up?" They'd say, "We're fired up, boss. Are you ready to go?" I'd say, "I'm ready to go."
Once you hear it, you will never forget it.
So some people start putting "fired up, ready to go" on their shirts. Some people start putting "fired up, ready to go" on signs. Everybody's saying "fired up" and ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. It shows you what one voice can do. One voice can change a room. And if the voice can change a room, it can change a city. And if it can change a city, it can change a state. And it can change a state. It can change a nation. And it can change a nation. It can change the world. Your voice can change the world. So I just got one question for you. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Fired up. Ready to go. 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 Fired up. Let's go change the world.
Ladies, are you fired up? Are you ready to go? What I want to ask you is, are you going to be one of the million with the million? If you're fired up and ready to go, I want you to join this amazing, amazing sisterhood. We created and built WealthyU for you. And what I want you to know is you have everything you need to be everything you need to be. The only thing standing between you and the financial success you desire and you deserve is knowledge. And that's what you learn in WealthyU. So T's fired up and ready to go. Tracy's fired up and ready to go. Shanta's fired up and ready to go. Cassandra's fired up and ready to go. Stacy's fired up and ready to go. Who else is fired up and ready to go? All you have to do is click on the link. Now, here's what I want you to know is that sounds like my audio is low. Is that right? Here, let me see if I can turn it up. Here's all I want you to know is that if you have any questions, I want you to connect with your ambassador. But don't overthink it. Listen, click that pay monthly, at least join pay monthly. That's $197 a month. All you have to do is to lean in and click. And I want to share with you, Stacy Green, fired up and ready to go. You've joined. Denitra, fired up and ready to go in the WealthyU Society. Sandra Allen, fired up and ready to go. Already in. Who else is joining? We want you to be here so that you could get started. We want you to know is once you click, what is the meaning of 6 or 7 figures? That's $100,000 and then $1 million. We want you to be one of those with the million. Tashima's fired up and ready to go. If you just joined now, let us know because I want to give you a shout out. I want to give everyone who's already joined the WealthyU the WealthyU Sisterhood. I want to give all of you a shout out and make sure that I don't miss anyone. Listen, you don't want to be left behind. You want to join this amazing, amazing sisterhood. Who's going to be my next Belinda, my next Tamika, my next I didn't show you Sharon yet, but we'll get to her as well. Here are all our new members into the society. There is Tashima Roberts, Chantel, Kat Thus, Diamond Powell, Kimberly Mingo, Joyce Johnson Maples, Alice M., Cassandra Wilkerson, Teresa Civils, Camilla Bell, Sabrina Flagler, Sandy Allen, Shunta Hart. Let's see, Denitra Gleaton. Who else? Let me know if you already signed up for Deidre. Check your email, check your promotional folder as well, because you should have gotten that almost right away. And your ambassador is Anita. She's the one who transferred you to us today. So she will become your member success advisor if you signed up. And again, I'm going to just go over the website again and let you know. Let's put that link in the chat again, ladies. All you have to do, if you have any questions, is to reach out to your ambassador. And by the way, if you don't know who your ambassador is, put that in the chat as well, and we'll make sure that we reach out to you. We're here to answer your questions. You can pay through PayPal, through any credit card. You don't just have to use PayPal. I want to make that clear as well. All you have to do, in fact, let me just go over there. I'm going to share my screen in just a minute and make sure that all of you know exactly what you need to do to join. It's painless. We take all payments, whether it be Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and hang on just a second. Not a good typer with one hand. Okay, Teresa says she doesn't know who her ambassador is. If you guys could just chat with her directly so she knows who. I'm gonna go in here and just share with you exactly what you need to do if you're going to join. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. We've made this as seamless as we can. If you go to that link, all you're going to do is pick whether you want to do a monthly payment or whether you want to do pay in full. You click on the link. It takes you right to our checkout page, right? So you can click credit card or PayPal, credit card or PayPal. You simply choose which credit card you want, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express. Just gonna type your name in there, type your address in, city, zip code, phone number, your email address, and then you wanna pick which card type and then enter your card information in. Also put your expiration date in and those three little numbers. If you're doing Visa and MasterCard, if you're doing American Express though, they're gonna ask you for the 4 numbers that typically are on the front of your card. Listen, in the chat, let me know, has these 4 days been of value? If they've been of value to you, put yes in the chat. But listen, as much as yes, Stacy says yes, that's right, that's excellent. Cassandra says yes. Teresa says yes. Linda says yes. Shanta says yes. Miss Bell says yes. Chantel says yes. Well, I hope it has been of high value. Kat says yes. That's right. I hope it has been of high value to you. But guess what? We got one more day. Don't go anywhere because we're going to let you hear from women who are already in WealthyU, who have seen and experienced the transformation. What I want you to know is any win is a win. I don't care. Sometimes we get on Wealthy You Win Wind Down Wednesday is my credit score went up 50 points, right? I purchased my first stock. I increased the percentage that I have going into my retirement plan. Every win is a win. What I want you to know is dreams big, but it really is a series of small steps that compounds over time. And when you get that compounding effect working for you, that's what really gains momentum. And then when you learn how to put that money in investments that are going to grow faster, that's exactly how you accelerate your financial growth. So thanks so much for hanging out with me for day 4. I'll see you right back here tomorrow for day 5 of the 5-day Get Wealthy Challenge.